Yeah, build order, build order. There we go. Spawning in the top right-hand corner. In the top right-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the Brazilian Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing Team Hellfire. It is MasTeR. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Zerg player from the land of Brazil as well, representing the CranKy Ducklings. What does he stand for? He stands for Endurance, Righteousness, Intellect, and Kangaroo. It is Erik. Let's go. Both Portuguese and Spanish carry the Latino souls. Like, if gringo is a word in your dictionary, then we are brothers in arms, hermano. Ah, fair enough, fair enough. I totally forgot about Stormgate. A lot of people have. Like, it's yeah, it's a very rough release. Oh my god, as Erik, he does move out across map, going pool first. It's going to be a pool first opener into a hatch block in the natural. Let's go. Now, typically, I would say a hatch block is more designed to be an economic start, as it delays the natural base of your opponent. Of course, it delays the nexus. It allows you to get your own base up and running. But Erik with the pool first allows him to be more aggressive. We have 6 lings on the way. They're going to be moving out, going to be applying pressure here, and we do see that MasTeR fully walls off. He did scout here to get eyes on, actually did not quite see the spawning pool, but he does confirm there's no expansion. There is no natural. So that is a tell. Does fully wall off, chroning out that first Zealot. Does get eyes on the lings, and will not delay the expansion any longer. Oh, the spray! Throws down the spray. 6 lings move out, and their goal here is to nibble away at the wall. Erik, he does often like to allow this expansion to finish and try to make lings on the other side and make queens to try to spread creep and buy more time. We'll see what Erik can get done. Oh! He's a threat and a dive. Where's the Erik copy pasta? Hold on. We'll get there as the hatchery does complete. And again, from here, you can make a queen. You can try to spread creep. There it is. Queen is on the way. But the lings back off. Lings do back off. Oh, this queen is going to be ambitious. We'll see if we can let it finish. We'll see if we can actually get it to finish. Yeah, so 2 Zealots with Udeps, the hatchery, it's going to go down. So Erik is going to be cleaned up. And back at home is expanding. Once again, setting up his second hatchery here as a part of the wall. Broodlings, they go for the pylon. Pylon should survive. Doesn't take any hull damage. And eventually MasTeR can now expand. But again, it's going to be a very delayed expansion as MasTeR, he has to wait for the creep to recede. Creep is slowly receding. Soon can get the nexus. Meanwhile, MasTeR going for the counterattack. 2 Zealots and 2 Adepts. Back at home, what does Erik have to defend? He has soon to be 3 queens, as the 3rd queen is still in production. Lings are amassing. Again, this faster hatchery means less queens to defend, as queen production was delayed, which is concerning. MasTeR heads towards the mineral line. Erik, he pulls away. Does pull away in time. Ooh, that's going to be a kill, not a cancel on the Spore Crawler. Last snipe on the Spore, trading against the Lings. If you're going to surround one, Zelda's going to fall. Oh, the Adept barely does shade away. Yeah, barely escapes. Whew. And again, there's no Ling speed. Delayed gases, no Ling speed. So Erik cannot chase him down. The Lings are stuck at home, and MasTeR escapes. Behind this is going to be a Stargate opener. Oracle moves out. There is a Spore in the main, but none of the natural. And no Spore in the natural. Drone's going to be going down. Oh, he gets barely 1, 2, up to 3. 3 drones do 4. Adepts, they shade into the main. Getting 1 more drone. 4 in total. Not bad. 4 drones for 2 Adepts. Oracle did take a lot of hull damage though. Has to pull away. And from here we can calm things down. We can establish ourselves. MasTeR double expanding, getting his 3rd, trying to catch up. And the Oracles, they stay at home to defend. Okay, we can take a breath. We can take a breath. Again, it's going to be a bit of an awkward start just because MasTeR's economy is delayed. Likewise, so is Erik's. So a bit of an awkward start. Because of the openers. Erik's just now getting his own third base. On par with the third of MasTeR. MasTeR going for the Twilight Council. Now, because of the openers, because of the timings, it's a little bit hard to read here. Okay, Twilight Council into Forge should be +1 in Blink. This could be +1 in Charge. But no Glaives, no Glaive Adepts. As there is that Forge. Or we're going to be forced back. Erik droning, getting into Ling Bane. Tells us that Erik should be skipping Roaches. So it's Ling Bane here from Erik. Gateway Explosion from MasTeR. We're waiting for that upgrade. Waiting for that tech of choice. Well, your Oracle is going to be intercepted. Takes a lot of hits. A lot of damage. Will get away. Just barely. Does escape. Getting 2 drone kills. Back at home, we have the upgrade. It is going to be Blink and +1. Meanwhile, Erik is going into Ling Bane Hydra. So we're gearing up towards the mid game. That is quite a gateway explosion, though. That's going to be a 5-gate setup in the main, and 2 at the natural, 7 gates in total. And we might see a 3. Okay, never mind. I was going to say we might see a 3-base all in, but gases are being taken. This is usually indicative of further tech, whether it's Storm, whether it's Colossus. Typically, but at the same time, the economy is delayed because of the initial opener, so MasTeR might just be trying to catch up. Shield Battery's not done. Lings, they catch one of the Stalkers. Yeah, Stalker goes down, getting 1, getting up to 3. Oh, brutal pickoffs here. 3 Stalkers do fall. Oracles race back home. And there it is. As we mentioned, typically if you take these gases, we're going for a Robo and a Temple Archives. Again, working towards Storm, working towards a longer game state. This tells us that MasTeR most likely is going to take a 4th base. He's going to expand, or at least try to. So MasTeR is not being overly aggressive. Erik ready for the baning run by, hoping to distract the Stalkers first. We'll see if he can. Stalkers are dragged out of position. Stalkers are pulled away. Erik is moving in. Not quite yet, though. Waiting for a better moment. Storm is being researched. I believe that is the 2nd Robo. Not first. First Robo still on the way. MasTeR is going to be pushing. And as he moves out, here come those Veilings. Veiling speed is done. MasTeR does pull away in time. Whew. Saves the workers. Leads out 2 probes. At the same time pushing in. Takes down a Queen. But the Hydras have arrived. Stasis goes off. Very nicely done. Takes out most of the Lings. Hatchery's under fire. Can Erik hold on? Oh. Catching one of the Stalkers. Knocking down the tower. Up. There we go. Oh no! He gets caught out. Does blink in time. Whew, that was close. Does blink away. Thankfully. Saves the Stalkers. And Erik, he confirms there is a 4th. 4th base is on the way. From here, Erik is saturating his bases. He's going to be able to max out or mass up with his Ling Hydra. Getting ready for more run-bys. Spire is done. Going into Mutas behind this. A bold move. Okay, he's not slowing down. Ling Hydra towards the natural, Bailings towards the 3rd, and Lings towards the 4th. As Lings, they do flood in. Yeah, the wall's not a wall. Sentry gets surrounded. No force field either. Lings busting into the main. This is all just buying time for the Mutas. Bailings are shut down. But Lings are getting damage done. The probes will come back too soon. 4 probe kills. And again, this is all just distracting MasTeR. It's just keeping him busy, keeping him back at home. And here come the Mutas. The Mutas have arrived. Now, the scary thing about what Erik's doing here is that MasTeR does have a lot of anti-air. He has little Stalkers, he has Storm, no Archons yet. What's important though, no stack defense. You can see here, no cannons or shield batteries in the natural or in the main. Oh no! Oh my god. 8 probes going down. Erik, he morphed them into the main. Did morph them in. Musa hit the natural, and GG gets called. MasTeR caught with his pants down, and Erik, he will take game number 1. Whew, GG. Erik just pulling MasTeR apart left and right. And again, MasTeR caught off guard, probes are going down. You could argue that MasTeR could have tried to go for like a counter all in, but his spirit was broken. GG. GG, Erik does take a lead. And now we're getting into game number 2. Whew, oh boy. Game 2 going to be a much larger map this time. We're going to be loading into Amygdala. And again, just really chaotic play there out of Erik. Remember, it all started with a proxy hatch as well. I should say with a hatch block. Hatch block at the natural. MasTeR was trying to recover. Last was unable to. And now we're extending our series, I should say, getting into game 2 and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Amygdala. We have the Brazilian Zerg player, the blue Zerg for the CranKy Ducklings. It is Erik. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player representing Team Hellfire. It is MasTeR. Go. I just woke up in the middle of the night to an Erik match being hosted. How like it woke you up. There was something inside you, Pappy. You're like, oh, Erik is playing. I need to wake up. Let's go. I'm always doing the Code for Giants lights. Always, 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 Pappy, always. Even if Erik wasn't playing, we're there for Code for Giants Cup. We're there for it. But now, hatch first. Hatch first out of Erik. Welcome one and all to Amygdala, a much larger map of the map pool. Much larger map. So we could see Erik once again go for the earlier second hatchery here on the low ground. I wouldn't be opposed to it. But now, hatch into pool. And we'll see if Erik takes a gas geyser or another hatchery. Was it Erik that came up with the 14 hatch opener a couple of months ago? He came up with the 15 hatch opener a couple of years ago. But maybe the 14 hatch opener more recently as well. Yeah, yeah. But yes, yes. And there it is. There is that hatchery on the low ground. And again, this is a new build that Erik has been refining over the past month. Ever since New Year's, basically. I want to say ever since New Year's, maybe like end of December. But this is to have a boosted economy coming into the mid game. Basically, the theory behind this is you are going to be skipping your second queen and your third queen as well. But what you're going to be lacking with missing that inject, you make up for when it comes to hatchery itself. Likewise, it gives you more larva coming into the mid game. Because you have more larva, it does make it easier to defend in the mid game as well when it comes to amassing up your Ling Roach, when it comes to getting to Muta play as well. It does just give you more larva in the long run. The downside is that you are going to be lacking queens, of course, which means that your early game defense is going to be more difficult against oracles, against early adept aggression as well. So this can be abused. I would call this a really greedy build, essentially. Just a bit of a greedier build, a greedier opener. And this is also why I'm not too fond of this build in ZvT. We have seen a lot of Terran players abuse this by breaking through this mineral line, going 1-1-1 with like 6 or 8 Hellions, and then you can just pop off. You just roast up the mineral line. So I would say this is riskier against Terran, but more viable against Protoss. Is more viable. As if it's poking in. Again, delayed link speed as well. So Erik is trying to keep up. Here we go. As Erik is going to be doubling or getting his third. Link speed is on the way. Doesn't pull out of gas. And we'll see how Erik sets up. Spores are on the way. Getting ready for the oracles. Again, Erik is only working with 2 queens at the moment. Third queen just now has begun. Oracles are on the way. And the spores are going to be that much more important here. It does also help that, of course, the spores were buffed in the latest patch, where they do more damage. So they can punish oracles a lot harder. That actually might be one of the reasons why this build is more viable. Oh! As now the spore is more effective. I'm actually curious if that's the case, actually. I might ask Erik about it later. I'd ask him. As the lair is on the way. It's going to be a 4:30 lair timing. So a plus lair. Roachhorn gets thrown down, and MasTeR is getting into a standard follow-up here. Third base is on the way. Forge +1. This once again looks like +1 in Blink. But at least this time, MasTeR, his build has been quite comfortable. This time, there was no crazy hatch block. There's been no Ling aggression either, no Ling run-bys. We spoke about it earlier. I mean, this is one of the larger maps in the map pool, so it's more difficult to be active early on. So MasTeR is also being left alone, and he's able to get into his own build. But so far, no major economic damage. Oracles are poking in, but the queens and spores are, for the most part, keeping up. Keeping up. Gas is on the way. Erik now working towards the Hydrogen. Looks like the Roachhorn was just for safety. Likewise, he's also working with his SimCity here, so we can wall off here if it was Glaive Adepts. But should not be fixated on Ling Hydra. Here we go. And again, he has extra lava to work with. So we have 20 Lings on the way, knocking down the rocks, getting up 4th base as well. He's being left alone. Ooh, and once again, Spire play. Like, specifically, Erik, when I was asking him about this build, he did mention that, like, this does, like, help when it comes to Muta. But, big revelation, and does scout the Spire. MasTeR knows. Okay. He knows he is aware. This time he won't be caught off guard. Phoenix is already in production. And Mutas will not end the game. Not this time. Phoenixes are on the way. From here we can get into side defense, cannons, shield batteries. Now what's important is that Erik knows he got scouted. He knows that MasTeR knows what's going on. So now would be the time to let the Spire finish, but just hard switch to Mass Ling Hydra into Lurker. Infestation bits on the way. That's going to be for the Hive Tech. There's another revelation. And I'm curious to see if Erik makes any mutas at all. I think it's worth letting finish just because of the revelation. Like, if you cancel, then MasTeR won't overreact. But there it is. Cannons are now on the way. Shield batteries. He's getting ready for the mutas. The Spire is kind of forcing an investment into muta defense. More shield batteries. And there's the Lurker Den. So again, no mutas so far. Just going into Ling Hydra Lurker. Now, thankfully, MasTeR didn't throw down like a second Stargate and go Mass Phoenix and go for like a Fleet Beacon into Anion Pulse Crystals. Like, this hasn't been too strong of a reaction. It's been a reaction, don't get me wrong. Like, we're still making more Phoenixes, and we did invest into all this side defense. But the Hydras, oh, they catch up the Oracles. Massive catch. Massive pickup. More side defense on the way. Like, this is still a pretty big investment, though. Sure, he didn't make a second Stargate, but still a lot of resources spent for something that isn't coming. Now Erik's moving out. Set up here outside of the natural. Drones are going to be punished. Nicely done making use of the Phoenixes. Getting 2-3 drone kills. Very nicely done. Again, getting some value here out of these Phoenixes. Otherwise, it would have been a waste. 8 Lurkers on the way. Erik is building up. as we get into this, a big shout to Cyan in the chat. Ga, baby ga. Este Cyan. Obrigado. Fala galera. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great, I'm assuming, ladder session, maybe a cast as well. For those who do not know, Cyan or Cian is a Portuguese caster. Does cast in Brazilian. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Do appreciate it. Obrigado. As we do see MasTeR trying to transition into Sky Toss, Fleet Beacon, 2 more Stargates. Should be for carriers for Tempest, but the Lunkers, they have arrived. Oof. And he cannot push into this. Yeah, not into 10 Lurkers. Lurkers are set. I'd love to see double Stargate Phoenix. Actually, I would say Phoenix play really struggles against Hydra Lurker because, again, it's not pure Lurker, it's Hydra Lurker Viper typically, and Phoenixes, it's a big investment to try to head into that to deal with Lurkers, and usually it doesn't really work out well. Mothership's on the way. Revelation here on the main army. Oof. Oh my god, has MasTeR come down? Does 1 to 2 close hits to the Lurkers, takes a lot of hits, takes a lot of damage. Tempest production has begun, and that's going to be ideal, but again, he needs more time for the Tempest. Needs a lot more time. Behind this greater spiral on the way. Erik taking up even further. We see a split push out of MasTeR, moving in. Knocks down the spine crawlers. Hydra diving in. Erik, he will keep up. Lunges forward, shuts down the army. How many Tempest? So far, getting up to 2 Tempest. They can hold the line. At the same time, Erik pushing on the right-hand side. Rushes past the storm. I mean, all this attack defense, it is helping out here. Cannon, shield batteries. Lanes are running out. Decent storm, but here comes the Nidus Worm. Erik is going to reinforce. We have a Nidus to go from one base to the other. Just teleport across the map with all these Lurkers. He's going for it. Nidus does finish. Does jump in. And he jumps out. He forced the recall. Okay, there's offensive recall. MasTeR is keeping up. And Erik, he pulls out. Erik has to get the hell out of here. He cannot fight this head on. But Erik, he rotates over towards the top side instead. There's Tempest waiting. Storms aren't ready. High Templar, they need more energy. Fungals will slow this down. Not bad. Oof. The Chain Fungals even taking down both High Templar. 3 High Templar going down. Corruptors, they come in for the Tempest. Decent pickoffs. Getting 2 Tempest. And pulling back to the Lurkers. Mineral line is exposed. Laying around by here towards the natural. Erik's trying to pull MasTeR apart. He's trading well. And GG gets caught. 20 probes going down MasTeR. He plummets in supply. And he cannot defend that natural base either. Erik, he will take a 2-0 lead. Whew. GG. Erik does take a lead. Ooh, again, it was risky to try to go for the Spire play, to try to go for the Mutas. Again, he did not invest at all into that Spire, just double down on Ling Hydra Lurker. We saw that MasTeR, he was able to keep up somewhat, but he needed more time to build up more Tempest, to build up a more threatening Skytoss army. He was being pulled apart. Really nice Nidus play out of Erik, bouncing from base to base. Even though initially MasTeR was keeping up, we also had the rotation back towards the top side as well. And that's where he lost everything. He lost, what was it, like 3-4 High Templar. He lost 20 plus workers. Lings were flooding into the natural. Just could not keep up. GG. GG, well played. And that leads us here into game number 3. And the pressure is on. The pressure is on MasTeR. He has to fight back here and now to make a series out of this. Otherwise, it'll be the final game of the series. Let's go. Let us go. As we're jumping into game number 3. Hold on, where's the copy pasta? Where's hold on. Here we go. We're getting this this morning in the top left-hand corner of King's Cove. We have the Brazilian Protoss player. We have the Brazilian Protoss, the Blue Protoss, representing Team Hellfire. Down in the series, you have to fight back here and now to make a series out of this. It is MasTeR. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Brazilian Zerg player. The red Zerg, what does he stand for? He stands for endurance, righteousness, intellect, and kangaroo. It is Erik for the CranKy Ducklings. I was looking for the... I can't find it. I can't. Smurge, pappy, smurge. Hold on. We have so many copy passes in our Discord. Where is it? Oh, there it is. There it is. Beautiful. What does Erik mean? Beautiful. But here we go. For now, we are going for our hatch pool opener once again. As we load into a much larger map here, like King's Cove, I do feel like this build is more viable. There it is, going for the hatchery once again. This is Erik's go-to in ZvP. Against Terran, he does mix it in every now and then. Against Protoss, almost every game. Almost every game is setting up that hatchery on the low ground. So once again, we have a 2-hatch opener here out of Erik. Let's go. Likewise, MasTeR. Again, encountering this, not for the first time. Erik did go for this variation as well during Amantes. Hey guys, I come back to StarCraft recently, and just a coincidence, so like super high level players tend to play more as Zergs or Terran than TOS. I feel like I've been watching a lot of ZvT, ZvZ, or even TvT more than any TOS game. I would say maybe you've been selecting which matches you're watching. Typically, Protoss are very much so overrepresented in online tournaments. When you see online tournament brackets, whether it's tournaments like Elima League, the Woody TV Monday, Pegasaur Monday as well, Sparkling Tuna Cup, Tenacious Troll Tussle, when it comes to these online, even the Monday nights, Monday night weeklies as well. Typically it's like 80% Protoss, and it's a lot of PvP. Depending on who you watch, a lot of the YouTubers select and they avoid PvPs. So if you're not watching tournaments live, then you might miss that. As they typically, like players like Pig or Loco or Winter, the YouTube casters, like they kind of like pick and choose which matches instead of like going through the whole tournament. So that could be a part of it. Otherwise, PvPs are very common. They're very they're very common. Yeah. Everyone plays TOS. To the point where nowadays, even a lot of players that want to avoid mirror matchups, 2-base solo by the way, a lot of players that want to avoid mirror matchups are off-racing as Protoss as well, so there's a lot of Protoss out there. But again, I guess it depends like what content you consume. So now it is going to be a Twilight Council opener into a 2-base all-in. We have a massive gateway explosion. We have 5 gates on the way. 1 gate's already done. It's going to be a 6-gate 2-base all-in. The Overlord, for the most part, confirms. Checking the vision here of Erik. He does get eyes on the Twilight Council, sees the gateways, sees most of the gateways even. 2 gateways are kept hidden, but still has seen most of what he needs to, and he should be going for the Roach Warren. There we go. Roach Warren's on the way. Gases are being taken, and he needs to rely on Roaches here. If you otherwise skip, if you miss the scout, if you skip on Roach production and go Ling into Bane or Ling into Hydra, then this is going to be a tough defense, but Erik should be taking this seriously, should not overdraw. Shouldn't. Fair enough. Yeah. I think Loco even came out and did say that recently, and I think he like made a video like addressing like the Protoss issue, because there's like a lot of PvP a lot in these open cups. And how, like, again, if you, depending on who you're watching, like, they kind of, like, cherry pick what they show to their audience. So, not really reflective of, like, what's actually happening in online tournaments. But here we go. The all-in has arrived. MasTeR making his way across the map. Pushing towards the third. And so far, Erik, he does cut workers at 41. That is less than 2 base saturation. So far, taking this very seriously. Barely drones. Massing on more roaches. 24 links in production. Does dive in. Does commit. Forces the blink. The Prism does pull away. Thankfully. Doesn't get piled. But the links, they come in for the surround. He collapses on the main army. Cashing out at least 2 Stalkers. And it will just keep chasing. Again, when it comes to these 2 base all-ins, a little bit comes down to the surprise factor. It comes down to the lack of scouting. But Erik, he saw everything he needed to. He did see everything, take this very seriously. Massing up more lings. Behind this, Erik, he now starts droning, feeling confident. And MasTeR's being shut down. Being completely shut down at this point. There's the recall. Leading out 3 more Stalkers. MasTeR, he pulls back home. Does pull back. Does dodge more to the plasma. No shield batteries again. No shield batteries, no cannons, no nothing here backing him to defend. As he was all in, he wasn't ready to make this defense happen. And Erik, he's snowballing out of control. He breaks the natural, depowers some of the gateways. Again, the Morphos and Micro, the blink control is good, but from here, Erik can drone. He doesn't have to commit. We'll beat out the Ravagers. MasTeR holds. Does hold, does chase the Ravagers. Behind this, Erik getting up to 3 base saturation. Still making more links and roaches, though. And we did speak on this. We did speak about how King's Cove is one of the largest maps in the map pool. Rush distance by ground is very long. Takes a long time to reinforce. Erik, he will bleed out more links. More links going down. And here we go, and here comes MasTeR again. He's still all in, by the way. He's still not expanding. 2 more gates! 2 more gates on the way. There's no third. There is no economy. It's all or nothing for MasTeR. I mean, you can't really transition out of this at this point. Like, you have to commit. Once again, getting called out. We have 24 more links on the way. Yeah, 24 more lings. With that, chasing this down. Blink is on cooldown, catching out more Stalkers. And Erik, he's just overwhelming this. He's just overwhelming the army. It's a crazy dynamic where MasTER's meant to be the one all in, but he's just being chased down. He just has no momentum. Not anymore. Not like this. It's also why 2 base all-ins aren't very common either. It's difficult to pull off. Very difficult. Erik pulling away. Preserving those Ravagers. Still massing up more lings. Again, the extra hatchery helping so much here. When it comes to that extra larva. MasTER pulling back in. Erik checking for the third. Still no expansion. Still no base. As MasTER tries to escape lings, they flood in. No, they bust into the natural as well. The wall gets broken. Probes are falling. And GG gets called. MasTER, he runs out of steam. And Erik, he will take the series 3-0 as he he stays in to kill the War Prism. GG. And Erik will claim it and will be this week's Code for Giants Cup champion. GG. GG, well played, Erik. He will take it, will claim the win. Shout out to MasTER, by the way. Again, this is a rematch. MasTER and Erik, they faced off yesterday in the Amantes de StarCraft as well. And MasTER had a stronger showing there. But Erik, he was letting me know that since Amantes, he has been a lot more confident in this kind of opener in his play and has been able to refine his build as well. GG. GG, well played. I see someone asking in the chat, Erik's been doing that macro hatch all games. Do they help that much? Just to quickly reiterate, and I'm sure you're getting responses in the chat as well, this is a new build that Erik has been working on, and a lot of the other European Zergs have been taking note of as well. They've been trying it. Basically, it is greedy. It's a very greedy build, and it can be punished. The downside, of course, is that you are weaker in the early game just because of your lower queen counts, so you're more vulnerable when it comes to dedicated oracle harass and adept harass. I'm referring to like double, triple oracle, like 5 adept harass in the early game can actually do a lot of damage, and if they're able to, then you fall behind, right? If they cripple your economy, if they do enough economic damage, then it can be a rough start for the Zerg. If that doesn't happen though, then it's actually a better opener than your standard 15-15, than your standard like hatch gas pool. This is a better opener as you're able to get into more larva, you're able to just have more larva available to you coming into the mid game, and does make this kind of defense easier as well when it comes to mid game aggression. So yeah, it's been interesting seeing kind of like the Zerg community kind of like theory craft and refine this build. Again, from my understanding, a lot of it has been happening in the All Things Zerg Discord. For those who are curious, I think each Reddit has their own Discord server, like All Things Zerg, All Things Protoss, and All Things Terran. And they've been, Eric's been showing it off to them. So it has been cool to see. Has been cool to see. And GG, well played, Eric. He will claim the win. Whew, we'll take down MasTeR. Congratulations. And again, great to see a lot of Erik builds here tonight, whether it comes to his opener here against Protoss, or especially, I feel like the highlight of the broadcast might have even been Erik versus Inexorable with the two-base Swarm host, which I haven't seen in years, by the way. I want to say last time Erik did that was in 2023, so it's been a long time since we've seen two-base Swarm host, and it was great to see it again. Great to see it once again. Beautiful, beautiful. Dark is also following them. Dark does it in a different way, to be fair. Dark, he doesn't forfeit like queen production for that. But yes. Just catching up. Otherwise, GG, well played. Ooh, and with that, we have our champion. We have our champion this week, and again, we're going to be coming back next week as well with the next code for Giants Cup. For those that are curious, this is a bi-weekly tournament for the Brazilian scene, for the Brazilian community, so expect these players to return. There are some others that we're missing here today, so we're missing Dominoco, that is Sleepy. There's a Zerg player called Sleepy from Brazil. Likewise, are we missing any other notables here? Allison, we're missing Allison, who is a Brazilian Protoss player as well. But those are the two that directly come to mind. Again, Kelzer is typically more inactive. Kelzer doesn't really play in these tournaments. But shout out to Cosmos for hosting these events, and he typically hosts a monthly finals as well. And I mentioned before that Cosmos currently is crowdfunding to help support and to help actually make an offline event happen in, I believe, Sao Paulo. I think he's trying to get funds. They've already found a venue for the offline event, and I believe they're trying to secure funds to actually fly players and to pay for travel. As you can imagine, Brazil is actually a pretty large country. It's pretty huge. It's a pretty large country, and the player base in Brazil is very spread out, and it's quite a trek to actually travel, especially from one end of the country to the other. So I do know that Cosmos is trying to create an initiative to actually facilitate for that and to actually help players pay for that travel and actually go to the event. I don't think there's anything secure, like anything set in stone yet, but it is something that Cosmos is working on. So exciting stuff when it comes to Brazilian StarCraft in 2025. Definitely a lot to look forward to. I think tentatively, like, the event is like scheduled for like August or like halfway through the year, around then. And more details to come. Just double checking. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. We do appreciate it. And we'll be back later tonight with some more StarCraft. Again, when it comes to our schedule, as always, we are very busy here on the CranKy Ducklings. As always, Poppy, as always, we cast more than any other channel out there, more than Wardy, more than Steadfast, more than anyone else, as we are live at least twice a day, every single day. We're consistent when it comes to our schedule, when it comes to our casting. As you can see, when it comes to our schedule, we just wrapped up with Code for Giants Cup. We're going to be live later on tonight at 6 p.m. KST with MasTeR Swan Open. If you're curious, what is MasTeR Swan Open? That is a monthly tournament that we run run here on the CranKy Ducklings, it is an amateur event for players 4.7k and below. So it's more for, of course, bronze, diamond, masters coming into Masters 3, essentially. Like there's a cutoff period like between Masters 3 and Masters 2. 4.7k MMR and below. So if you're curious, if you are within that range, or if you want to tune in, that is going to be later on tonight. That is going to be in 6 hours time. And even further in the evening, we have SEL. If you're curious, what is SEL? That is StarCraft Evolution League. That is a mod. That is not straight SC2. That is StarCraft Evolution. That is a mod that blends together Brood War and SC2 and faces them off against each other. This is the first StarCraft Evolution League of the year. We did actually cast the championship finals in December. That was, of course, last month. That was technically in 2024, of course, so quite some time ago. And then they went on a break, they went on hiatus, and now StarCraft Evolution is back as a monthly tournament as well. We have heard that there are some issues when it comes to the NA region and the NA server. I'm referring to, there's like a lobby bug happening at the moment, which is stopping players from hosting lobbies. If the issue persists, I believe SEL is going to be postponed and is going to be rescheduled. But for now, tentatively, it is going to be at 11 p.m. KST, so much later on in the evening, in like 11 hours. In 11 hours time is going to be StarCraft Evolution, and of course on Sunday we have Sparkling Tunic Cup as well. But regularly here on the CranKy Ducklings we cast, you know, the What Is TV Monday, we cast Korean StarCraft League, Alima League, Pegasaur Monday, Fire Cup. Plenty of content, plenty of casting here on the CranKy Ducklings. If you want to tune into one of these events, and if you can't watch live, then check out the VODs on YouTube. !socials in the chat, and you can follow us. We post whenever we go live on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Discord. We're on TikTok, we're on Blue Sky, we're on Mastodon, all things CranKy Ducklings. And again, we upload to YouTube on a daily basis. A lot of content, a lot of VODs on YouTube if you're interested. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Big shout out to all the raids. Yo, we got so many raids today. We got Pig, we got Cyan, we had Ryu as well. So a lot of raids. Thank you so much. I'm sure a lot of people tuning in for the first time. Hope you'll enjoy yourselves. And again, we cast StarCraft typically twice a day, every single day. January was just so busy for us. January was so busy. As we had Masters Coliseum, we had Lil League Cup as well. There were a lot of online major events happening in January and in December as well. So we were just insanely busy. Coming into February, I believe our schedule is going to be a little bit leaner, which I look forward to. I look forward to having a day off. Like we've been casting like non-stop twice a day, every day since we had we had 2 days off in December. That was Christmas Day and Christmas Eve. Those were our 2 days off in December, and we had 1 day off in January because I got sick. After, I think it was after Masters Coliseum, like my throat was just blown out, and I took like a Monday off. But we made up for that. And yeah, with that, plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft is on the horizon here. Likewise, when it comes to February, there's a lot to look forward to. We are going to be adminning the Uthermal 2v2 tournament, as always. So Uthermal, he's going to be hosting another 2v2 tournament, I believe, halfway through February. We have the Alima League finals, the winter finals. That's also going to be in February. We have the return of the Kung Fu Cup Warcraft 3 Evolution League and OC Championship. True, the OC Championship is also in February. So there's a lot going on, but there's going to be days in February where we have like maybe one cast a day sort of thing, like one cast a day, and then maybe like a day off here and there. So I look forward to it. I miss streaming. I used to stream on a more regular basis on my own personal channel, like ladder streams or other games like StarCraft or Final Fantasy. But because of our casting schedule, I just haven't had any time. Like right after this, I'm going to go like edit VODs. I'm going to go schedule like some social media posts, and then go to sleep, and then wake up for some more StarCraft, because it doesn't end, papi. Yeah, it's all there. Just catching up. But yes, I agree, Shu. Eric's map catch is different. Can you repeat when you stream the StarCraft? Oh, it's there. It's all there. Hello, Fizz Serpent. Nice to work with the cast. We do our best. Also, oh, my apologies. Shout to Squirrel Fund. It was during the break, but you did resubscribe. Thank you. I did notice. Thank you so much for resubscribing, Squirrel Fund. Do appreciate it. Sorry for not giving you a shout out earlier. Do apologize. For 9 months. That's for 9 months in a row. Thank you. Hello, CranKy. Oh, we just wrapped up. We just finished for the morning. So with that, we're going to be heading off. We're going to be heading off for the morning. Again, we're going to be back in 6 hours time with our next cast with MasTeR Swan Open, or we're going to be back in 11 hours time with StarCraft Evolution League. So plenty of content to come. Otherwise, stick around. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. Who is live at the moment? Who is live? Who can we send everyone over to? Let's go, as we always raid a channel at the end of our stream. Sal is playing Zelda. If only he was laddering. We usually try to raid someone who's playing StarCraft. Yo, Magic Up Masters Cup is going on. Okay. That's gonna be my first pick. Who else do we have? Trish is streaming, Ruff is streaming. Cosmic Conscious. Falcon Paladin, let's go. We'll give some love to Captain Canuck. For those that are curious, the person that we're about to raid, he's actually casting and hosting something very similar to MasTeR Swan Open. Actually, it's the same, just a different time slot. It's a little bit more NA, a little bit more American friendly, but it's also, I believe, not 4.7k MMR. I think it's 4.9. So 4.9k MMR tournament for amateur players. So do check him out. Do give him some support. Do give him some love. We'll see you guys next time, though. We're going to head off. We'll see you guys next time, whether it's later on tonight or tomorrow, whenever we see you. Again, plenty of content on the channel. We'll find you at some point, I'm sure. See you next time. Until then, hasta luego. Ciao, papi, ciao. See you next time. Hasta luego.